it.
A minute. Wait a minute. I'm an intro. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. We good? We good? We good? We good? Okay, so we're good. We're good. Okay, so again, we have an amazing guest. We're doubling back to our amazing guest, Mr. Derek Jackson of AJ Reese Colliers. And we also have his business partner, Mr. Carl, that is coming on live with us on this evening. They are having a relaunch of their business as well as a new location. So we want to have them on. It's perfect timing because we're about to go into Jacksonville Cigar Weekend. And of course, he's one of our partners for Jacksonville Cigar Weekend and one of our production man. So we're excited to have you on this evening, Mr. Derek.
Happy to be here. Thank you
so much, Derek.
Glad you're here.
Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Carl, for being here. Mr. Carl will chime on in just one moment. But of course, we have Derek with us right now. So again, let me say, first of all, that Smoking Score Live is not affiliated with, we do not own the rights to any of this music that you may hear being played here. We do not have the agreements of any of the opinions that are on our broadcast, but it's just solely meant for the Smoking Score broadcast. Our guests have their own opinion. So I just must say that at first. And I have a few sponsors that I want to go through real quick. I'm holding my microphone because y'all know I got on this hat, and I got to tell y'all something. Now, I'm real cute in this hat, right? Chime in. Y'all chime in. Yeah. If y'all like the hat. Y'all like the hat? Yeah. Ask me. They gonna say yes because I paid them to say it. No. So Tammy Field said we have no sound, but I think Okay, good now.
It's set now.
Good now. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Donna. Donna, thank you so much. So let us know if you have sound. I see the light, AT. Now we're good. Okay. So we appreciate our virtual listeners. We have our studio audience. Studio audience, what's up? Y'all heard that? They love us. We love our Jacksonvillians, our people. They here for us, they support us. And of course, we appreciate all of our virtual listeners on here. Again, follow us virtually at Smoke and Score Live with Leon and Tracy on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Follow us live. And you can be a part of the virtual. And chime in, share, and like this podcast. And also chime in. Give us a comment. I can read all of your comments right here, right now. And I can ask a question to Leon or Derek or our guest, Carl, if you have any questions also. So thank you so much for that. So we have our sponsors. First of all, I want to mention Mr. Alan Bird of Bird Global Industries, the private label partner to the professionals with over 20 years experience in the formulating and salon hair care products for their own brand. BGI is creating a great e-commerce avenue for their clients to assist them in building a great global brand for their hair care products. Mr. Alan Bird is local here, 904-591-7633. That's 904-591-7633. If you want to have a global brand for your hair care products, he is a great creator, very technical. He's a chemist who knows how to create a great hair care brand. So look him up. Facebook and Instagram, Hair Elements Products. Look him up, okay? Mr. Alan Bird, Bird Global Industries. We also have Mr. Brian McCray of Big Boy Cigar. Big Boy Cigar Life Cigar and Accessories in the Tampa, Florida area. Tampa, shouts out to Tampa. We got a bunch of Tampa people coming for Jacksonville Cigar Weekend. We're so excited to have our Tampa crew. They're going to be here in the house there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're so excited about that. They're at 813-753-8226. You'll get to meet Mr. Brian McCray of Big Boy Cigars. 813-753-8226. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Big Boy Cigar Life. www.bigboycigarlife.com. He has a line of unique cigar brands in the Tampa area, cigar accessories, humidors, ashtrays, lighters, cutters, and he features all Zycar products. Also, Mr. Robert Brown of Grown Ass Cigar Society in the Sarasota area, 941-536-8772. That's 941-536-8772. Facebook and Instagram. Grown Ass Cigar Society, www.grownash.com. Various cigar blends from mild to full body. He also has an international group. Look, Mr. Robert Brown up on Facebook has an amazing group. That's how I met so many of the people that I've been able to coordinate with and collaborate with in the cigar culture. I appreciate Robert Brown for putting me on. I have to say, him and his wife, the First Lady, Miss Patsy Brown, they've done so much for Ultimate CEO and Smoke and Score. We appreciate your love and your support. So, Robert Brown, and he likes to say, is the mover that brings the world together one leaf at a time. And as Robert Brown always says, you show love, you get love. Grown Ash Cigar Society. Last but not least, I have to mention Jacksonville Cigar Weekend coming up next weekend. What y'all say? What y'all say? What you say?
We ready.
Jacksonville Cigar Weekend, September 30th through October 3rd. Jacksonville Cigar Weekend coming up. We're going to have a great event. We have worked so diligently and so passionately for the cigar culture, and you ought to have an amazing time. 3 days of live bands, DJs, food trucks, cigar vendors. Let me tell you something. You don't want to miss this event here in Jacksonville, Florida. We have next Thursday, September 30th, starting out September. It's going to kick off the meet and greet at Aloft Jacksonville Airport, Aloft Hotel. The meet and greet starts at 6 p.m. You can check in then. You can buy tickets at the door every night, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. But we would love for you to come to the meet and greet. Come meet everybody. Come smoke something with us. Come meet the cigar vendors that we have available to you and the other vendors. We have a hat guide and say, listen, I got a beautiful hat on tonight, and you might can come buy one for your Find you one, a fedora. This is not a hat, it's a fedora, baby. It's a fedora.
Oh, you fancy part.
I'm fancy.
You fancy with the fedora.
Okay, Leon.
Fancy. That's what you are. Go ahead. Say what you are.
That was it.
You fancy.
That was it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So
Okay.
guess what? You can get one of these beautiful hats. We have a hat guide with fedoras that will be coming to the event. She will have hats available on that Thursday night. So hey, if you got an outfit and you don't know what to wear and you want a good hat, come on Thursday night and get your hat, honey. For men and women, right?
Yeah, but you know what you got to say, partner, because this is the first annual. You definitely want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Because this is not the last. It's going to be. This is just the start
Right.
of the revolution.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? It's the start of the revolution because this is the first annual.
I like
And
that.
it's
The
gonna be-
revolution.
It's a revolution because this is the first annual, and then next year will be the second. And
And
the
guess
third.
what?
Oh yeah.
Keep it
The
going.
revolution
Keep it
will
going.
not
Keep
be
it going.
televised.
There you go. That's why it's important to come to the first.
That part, that part.
Exactly.
That part.
Be a part of history.
So that you'll be a part of history, so you gotta join them. We have tickets available on Eventbrite. So look it up. Jacksonville Cigar Weekend on Eventbrite. Jacksonville Cigar Weekend, and also on Facebook. The host hotel has reservations that will be lasting up until this weekend. So if you want a special rate, we have a special group rate for Jacksonville Cigar Weekend. So please go on to Eventbrite Jacksonville Cigar Weekend or on our Facebook Jacksonville Cigar Weekend and purchase your room if you want to get the group rate. Because the group rate is very special and that's only going on until Saturday. After that, we have to close it out. So I want you to get that group rate, okay? Very good. You got it, everybody out there?
Got it.
Got it. Very good. So we are looking forward to seeing your beautiful places in the face. No, your beautiful faces in the place. I ain't been drinking,
I don't even see a thing over there.
but we need to have you all here. I'm telling you, it's a passion of ours. We have really worked hard to make this a great event, the first one for everyone. So you all please come out and join us for Jacksonville Cigar Weekend. I have to say that. And then and AT, don't let me forget, before we close out, I have one more sponsor that I want to mention. What goes around comes around, but I'll mention him. All right. So we just had one of our Jacksonville Cigar Weekend parties walk in, Mr. James Ross Alumni Entertainment.
What's up, everybody?
That is one of our sponsors. I didn't mention all of our sponsors, did I?
No, we got to call them out. We got to call them out.
So we have our sponsors for Jacksonville Cigar Weekend. There is, of course, Ultimate CEO, myself and my business partner, AP Fields. And then we have, of course, AJ Reese Clothiers is one of our partners. And then we have Alumni Entertainment. We have Jade Events out of Orlando. And we also have Diamante Rojo Cigar. Right? I'm good? Good, Rojas Cigar. So we got everybody covered. We got you covered, and we're gonna have an amazing time. Y'all come here and smoke a cigar with me. If I don't see you, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be sad when I'm down clean.
You gonna cry?
I'm gonna cry.
Don't
I'll
cry.
shed a tear.
Don't shed a
Yeah, I will.
Hey, listen, whoever don't come, hey, listen, they're gonna be crying if they don't come.
That's the part.
There you go.
Because you don't want. Listen, you don't want to hear about it later. You want to be about it. You don't want everybody telling you how good it was and you weren't here. Okay, very good. Okay, so Leon.
Yes.
So we have Jacksonville Cigar Weekend coming up, and what do you have going on, Leon?
My business partner, Howard Gums, and Ike Taylor, we're all business partners. Howard G Cigars, and Ike Taylor, who's a two-time Super Bowl champion for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We did an event with Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
We're at Rocky Patel's Burn in Pittsburgh, where we introduced the one of a kind. So Ike Taylor is a part of our brand.
Louder.
And he did the one of a kind cigars in Pittsburgh, and it was an outstanding event. We had fans. We had about 100 fans show up, and Ike Taylor, unveiled his cigars, one of a kind. It has the Joker labeler around the cigar, and because Ike he's well known in Pittsburgh, two-time Super Bowl champion with the Steelers. He's a part of our brand. So we did an event at Rocky Patel's Burn up in Pittsburgh. Outstanding event. All kinds of Pittsburgh Steelers showed up. So we're going to be doing the same thing here in Jacksonville. So we did the Ike Taylor event in Pittsburgh. So in Jacksonville in October, we'll be doing the Leon Searcy All Pro Series Cigar event at Island Girl Cigars in October, where we present my cigars. And we have some fans there. We have the media there. We have some former Jaguars there. We're gonna have a nice little setup at Island Girl on Gay Parkway. And then after we do the event at Island Girl Gay Parkway, we got the event to doing aromas. So we're gonna do the same event that we did at Island Girl here at aromas in November. So that's what we're doing right now with the Howard G cigar brand right here in Jacksonville.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Very good. Very good. And so you'll be premiering your cigars in the Ike Taylor brand as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, CJ, who's the owner of Aromas, he just doubled up on my cigars. So he's got the Black Moses, he's got the Magic Stick, he's got the All Pro cigars, and he's got the one of a kind cigars that'll be here sometime towards this weekend.
So that weekend will be next weekend, right?
Well, our quarterly party will be in Island Girl in October.
Yeah.
We're doing the quarterly party in Island Girl in October, and then we're going to do our quarterly party in November here at the Rome.
So are you doing something next? I heard you were doing something next weekend somewhere. No?
Next weekend?
Yeah.
But
you need to be here. But
no, I'm going to be at the Cigar Fest. I'm not doing nothing.
That's a trick question, bro.
She tried to get She said, what you doing next weekend? I said, I'm going to be in the Cigar Fest. I ain't going nowhere. I'll be right here.
Search the OG now. He's not falling for that.
Don't say.
yeah.
In the process, I'd like to see the Jaguars win a game between.
I know surely you might be here for the Jazz Fest, but you can't go there, Leon. You got to be here with us.
What?
I might pay Sheila to come in and kiss you on the cheek. No, because Brenda going to be here, so she kiss me.
Well, I don't want to say that, but Bishop.
I'm done. No, I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
I could have been listen. Now you talking about Sheila E. back in the day. Now me and Sheila E.
Y'all got something going on.
We had something going on back in Pittsburgh.
And this is
It didn't work out because I could have been Leon E. back in the day. But I could have been Leon E. back in the day.
That's all right. But anyway, so we appreciate the cigar culture. I must say and must interject on behalf of what we do. So Ultimate CEO, if you all do not know already, which you probably already know. Am I looking at the camera? Okay. So Ultimate CEO is our cigar line. We have 3 blends of cigars. It is the Connecticut, the Habano Maduro, and the Doble Escuro. That's the San Andreas and Maduro blend together. Am I okay?
Yeah, just look at me.
Okay, look at you. Okay. So we have our cigar blends, our 3 cigar blends. And so we are a boutique cigar line, and so is Leon Searcy through Howard G, All Pro Series, and Ike Taylor. There's a great, I would describe it as a treachery, for lack of a better term, in the cigar industry. Taxation on cigars has become really great. There may be a time that's coming up very soon that the taxation on cigars will be so heavy that you'll almost pay, if you pay, say for instance, $12 for your favorite stick, you may have to pay $24. So we need to be able to get in touch, everybody here. Cigar Rights Association, it's CRA. You know how they got the NRA for the rights? They have something called the CRA. It's a Cigar Rights Association, okay?
Cigar Rights of America.
Cigar Rights of America, I'm sorry. Thank you, AT. Cigar Rights of America. Look that up, please, if you will. If you love your boutique cigar line, if you love your special cigars, and those ladies, I know a lot of ladies that love their sweet cigars. Listen, you won't be able to get them if you don't You gotta go on this and sign the petition. They have a petition going on for Cigar Rights of America, CRA, okay? Look it up on Google. And please help us to help the cigar industry continue to go and flow the way that it needs to, and not count out the boutique cigars. Because boutique cigars run a lot in this country. Because there are a lot of people that are growing, and well, we have our leaves that are grown out of Honduras, right? These are families that hand roll these cigars, okay? This is a whole project. This is a whole culture that we need to help continue on in the cigar industry. So if you don't have the boutique cigars, a lot of this stuff will die. And we need to continue this to go. So you all please sign the petition. Find out from your local politician of what needs to happen for the Cigar Rights of America. Please look it up. If you need more information, look on the Boutique Cigar, Boutique Cigar Association. Boutique Cigar Association, BCA. They're also on Facebook, Boutique Cigar Association. You can find that as well. We need to make sure that we get the word out because they have gone to Congress, they have gone to the politicians in DC, and we need to make sure that this stick that we enjoy, this is my CEO shameless plug. This is the CEO cigar. It is the Habano Maduro that I'm smoking right now. My cigar retails for $14, okay? I don't want to have to charge nobody $28 for this cigar, okay? I don't want to do it.
But you will.
I don't want to do it because I love my people and I want people to support me, and everyone has bought so many of these cigars and they love the cigar. We ship everywhere. But what tends to happen is people don't have the love and support for the cigar industry. So y'all understand what they're trying to do, Derek, is they're coupling in cigarettes, vapes, and cigars in the same.
Oh, same category.
It's not the same thing.
Right.
So we need to help our politicians and our public and our community understand that cigars are different. The leaves are grown different. Everything is very different. So we need to help people have that understanding. And the only way you do that is through everything. We talk about everything else on social media. Talk about this. Okay? What do you have to say about that, Leon?
Well, I mean, the reason why we need for people to sign up for the Cigars Rights of America, right, AT? It's because when you're a boutique cigar line, you don't want to price us out of the market. That's because, I mean, my cigars go for like 15 to 20.
Right.
And if I'm charging $30 or $40 a cigar, nobody wants to buy it.
Nobody wants to buy it.
So, imposing a tax on our cigar line, our boutique cigar line, prices us out the market.
Absolutely.
Which influences our sales.
Right.
So that's why it's very important that everybody that's a cigar lover signs up to the Cigars Rights of America.
Right.
To keep our price point where it's affordable.
Where it needs to be.
Where it's affordable for added cigar smoke.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And it's not that we don't have appreciation and we don't pay homage or honor to all the greats, because I love Mick Perdomo. Mick Perdomo and his team. Perdomo has been a great inspiration to me and mentor to me. Padron, Rocky Patel, all of those greats. However, there's the boutique cigar line. We want to get in the game, and the people that want to do things the right way, as we do, and we want to have a great cigar. We want to make sure that we can get in the game at a great price point for people to enjoy the cigar. So please support that. Look up BCA, Boutique Cigar Association, or CRA, Cigar Rights of America, and make sure that you get the information, sign the petition. Listen, you have retailers. It affects everybody. It affects the retailers as well. Because if the retailer cannot sell his boutique cigar, because a lot of retailers have house cigars, right? How many house cigars have you had there?
Oh,
A bunch of them. Do you like them?
oh yeah.
Yeah. The house cigars are good. And the house cigars are made by boutique companies. So we want to make sure that we get all of that integrated into what we're trying to do. So y'all support. Hey, it's a good way. We don't want to end this. It's a good way to collaborate with people and meet people. that's what we've done in the cigar industry. The cigar, when we hear people say cigar culture, I know that sounds like a little bit of a tagline. When we say cigar culture, we mean just how Leon and I collaborate together one night in the cigar lounge. That's the culture. We were sitting together talk about smoking sport over a year ago. And look where we are now, 40 episodes later, okay? Y'all gotta give us a hand praise there. 40 episodes of some good content, some good guests. We've had some amazing guests, some amazing people that believed in us, and some great locations. Shouts out to Allegro Gate Parkway, City Day. The owner there has given us amazing support. Scott James here at Aroma Cigar Wine Bar that has given us amazing support. Maduro Marauders in Tampa, Florida that gave us amazing support. La Corona in Tampa, Cigar International in Tampa, and the list goes on and on and on. Everywhere that we've been able to produce and have our live podcast. So we greatly appreciate it. So anything else to say about that? Because I think please.
I don't know much about the cigar culture. I'm learning. I'm still learning. Thanks to you guys. But I will say that boutique cigars been instrumental with me. Past June, I celebrated my 50th birthday, and the Ultimate CEO Cigar was a hit. They were a hit at the birthday party. They provided all the sticks for all my guests, and my guests love them. They still talk about them. And before that, I didn't know much about the boutique cigar culture. But thanks to Tracy and AT educating me, as well as servicing my guests. And like I said, it was a big hit. It set the party up right.
Thank you.
And everybody enjoyed it. So,
we had an amazing time with your guests, even though it rained a little bit out. But it was enjoying them cigars out.
Yeah. They still talk about it.
I got the receipts. I got the picture. They loved it.
Yeah, we got you. We got plenty of pictures.
We got plenty of pictures. And guess what? What did we provide too? We had the ashtrays. And
all the supplies. And then it was an education process as well, because over half of my guests didn't know anything about cigars, but they left more knowledgeable than they came. So thank you guys again. I really appreciate it.
For that.
Thank you.
We appreciate you for giving us that opportunity.
And it was last minute. I called these guys probably a week, maybe a week and a half.
And we made it happen.
Made it happen.
Thank you for that, dear.
I really appreciate it. Thank y'all.
We appreciate you. And see, that's what we do with Ultimate CEO. And I'm sure Leon would do the same thing with Alpo Series. And we had an event this past Saturday, as a matter of fact. We have to give shouts out to 40 and Over Club. They were amazing this past weekend. They had a great outdoor event, and we provided the same type of setup for them. And they said, "Oh God, we didn't know y'all was gonna bring real extra."
Right.
So we had a great time, and people bought up a lot of cigars, and they're asking us to now come monthly. So we appreciate the support. We appreciate that. So thank you, Derek. We appreciate your support. Without you asking us, we couldn't have done it. So thank you for thinking of us. Thank you for thinking of us. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask Derek what he's smoking, because that cigar he's smoking looks familiar. I'm a big fan of the Perdomo.
Well, we can talk about Perdomo. We can't talk about nobody else.
That's the only reason why I'm going to give Perdomo a shout out.
Yeah, we can't talk about nobody else.
I'm going to give him a shout out because, I was at the Cigar Expo about a month and a half ago.
And what he said when he started, what he said?
Listen, Nick Perdomo, I saw him at the Cigar Expo.
And what he said?
And he came up to me because he's a huge Miami Hurricane fan. I'm a University of Miami.
And what he said?
He rolled up on me and said, "Hey, Leon, how you doing?" He said, "Where's Trace?" I said, "Trace is not here." He said, "Well, make sure you tell her I said hi." He said, he introduced me to his son, who's going to be the heir to the throne after it's all said and done.
And I'm here for it.
You going to be there for it?
I'm here for it.
But I know one thing, there's one cigar outside of what I smoke, is what you're smoking right now, is the Perdomo Blue Label 10th anniversary box press.
Yes, sir.
That's an outstanding smoke.
I'll tell you something about this.
Is that your go-to stick?
No.
No, what's your go-to thing? We'll let you say it.
I'm a My Father guy.
Okay.
We like My Father. We like the Judge.
But I had
a
But I had an aficionado give me this. AT actually gave me this cigar. Yeah. So
Put some money on the wood, talking about.
You know what? If it's AT, it's me. If it's me, it's him.
it's like all in the family, right?
So that cigar you smoke is more of a Maduro smoke.
Yeah.
So you like it kind of bold.
I like it kind
But what's good about Perdomo, and we didn't follow copycat, but we mimicked after them because they have a Nicaraguan filler binder and leaf. And so it makes it like a smooth
Yeah.
Maduro.
I like it bold. Like I'm a coffee drinker, and I like bold, strong coffee.
But it's not sharp or hard.
Not sharp,
God, it's
right.
good, good, yeah.
It's good. It's a good shit.
It's good. So of course, again, I'm smoking the Ultimate CEO Habano. What you smoking, Leon? Leon?
I can't say because they're not a sponsor.
Okay, so, but you smoking something good.
But this, I prefer the Maduro. I like my cigars bold. Nice flavor. I know this cigar I'm smoking is all Nicaraguan, which is what my blend is. The Howard G cigar brand is all Nicaraguan, binder, blend, and leaf.
Yeah.
So I prefer the Nicaraguan cigars,
Okay.
and I like them a little bold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what people have to understand, with Ultimate CEO, we do a cigar course as well. We teach people about how the seed is grown into seed into a leaf. And it's very interesting because people think every time you have a dark leaf, it means it's a harsh cigar. That doesn't mean that. Don't judge a cigar if it's a dark leaf that you think, oh, it's harsh, it's a Maduro, I can't smoke that, it's too hard. No, it depends on where it's grown. There's Honduran, there's Nicaraguan, there's Dominican Republic, there's Jamaican, there's African, there's all types of leaves out of the Maduro blend. So it doesn't mean that necessarily.
And I also people have got to understand that the price point of a cigar does not necessarily indicate how good a cigar is.
It's just like one.
It is. It's just like wine.
Yeah.
Because I've smoked a $200 cigar, a $500 cigar, and a $1,200 cigar. All right?
And that's a $10 cigar probably.
And a $10 cigar, depending on your palate, tastes just as good.
Absolutely. Or better.
Or better. I just think that people that got money they purchase those cigars just to say that they spent that kind of money on a cigar. But I smoked a $10 cigar that's just as good as a $1,200 cigar.
Listen, you gotta enjoy your cigar and your cigar experience, your own personal experience. What you enjoy, what makes the flavor good to your palate, and what you're drinking.
Yep.
How it pairs well.
There you go.
It does not matter on how the pricing is.
No.
Hear me good. It don't matter how the pricing is. It matters on the leaf where you purchase it from, and you have to go and try different cigar blends. You cannot be afraid. Now, I know cigars are not like Black and Mild or something like that. $2
Black and Mild.
or whatever.
That's not a cigar.
I'm just saying.
Well, what's a Black and Mild?
I know it's not the same, but I know it's a little bit more expensive, is what I'm saying.
But I mean,
However,
what is it in terms of like a cigar culture? Is it like
But-
Black and Mild.
It's not, it's
No. It's actually a cigarillo. It's a cigar.
right, but the only
It's a flavor infused
right.
cigar.
Because they have backwoods too. The backwood, that's a leaf, but it's like $3 or $4.
Black and Mild are actually just flavor infused
Right.
cigar.
They're infused cigar, but you have to sit and try different. You have to be willing to try different blends and how they taste to you and your palate. You can't go on everybody else's palate. Somebody will tell you, "Oh, I didn't like that." You can't say, "I don't like that." It depends on what changes for your palate and your flavor.
Now, Black and Mild was my smoke in college. In the dorm room with the OE. I'm keeping it real now. Hey, listen, when I was at University of Miami, in the dorm room, a Black and the Mild OE back in the day in the dorm room. Me and Uncle Luke? No, yeah. I was just
Y'all get some 2 bad girls and y'all was
Don't stop.
That's a whole nother story. But moving right along, we're going to get into some better stuff on this show and Leon's Black and Miles, okay? we're going to talk about our amazing guest, AJ Reese, Collier. Amazing guest, Mr. Derek Bryant. I said Derek James, I think, earlier, but anyway.
Yeah, you can lose the Mr.
Mr. Derek Bryant and his business partner, Mr. Carl, they're doing amazing things with AJ Reese Collier. It's a local brand, but they can ship, of course, all over, international too, right?
That's right.
Okay. They can ship. And they have amazing clothes, suits for men, bow ties, ties. If you want a little fly, listen, we got Jacksonville Cigar Weekend coming up. You want to get that nice fly suit to look good. You want to, I look good. I look good. You want to look good, you know what I'm saying? So you got to hear this gentleman's story. I just love the fact he's such a humble guy. Now, I know he's a little dressed down tonight, but let me tell you something. If you go onto that Facebook page, you can see it. AJ Reese, he'll tell you what the Facebook page is, the website. But he be fly. He that's country, but he be fly. Okay. He be dressed up, partner.
I gotta ask him a question though. Do you have enough material for me?
Right.
Come on, man.
That's the question I asked. I'm a big man now.
Hey, the custom meal.
You got custom meal.
Oh, absolutely.
You ain't gonna charge me double.
No.
Okay, I'll get my check. I'm a big man.
So thank you very much, Derek, for being on our show double time. So this is your second time on the show, but my understanding, you have a new location and a relaunch that you have coming up. So we want to discuss that. So first of all, Derek, tell us about AJ Reese. What was the start for AJ Reese?
Yeah, so AJ Reese, we're a clothing line that started here in Jacksonville by myself and my business partner, Carl Williams. We've been in business since 2011. Opened our first store in 2012, and from 2012 through 2019, we were located in the Jacksonville landing. Of course, COVID hit, the landing shut down, and you know, we were still in business, but we didn't have a physical location, no brick and mortar, until recently. So our goal was to get back to it, and we're going to be relaunching the brand this weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah. So this weekend, new location, 9850 Lantern Street, which is in Lantern Square, which is 295 in Monument, Walmart.
Hold on one second, here. Tammy, did you get that? 9850 Lantern Street. Tammy, if you would type that in. 9850 Lantern, LANTERN.
That's right.
Street. Okay, where's that in Jacksonville?
So that's I guess it's in the Regency area. That's probably the easiest way to describe it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Arlington/Regency area, and we're looking forward to it. We're boutique. Our primary line of clothing is custom. So custom menswear, custom suits, shirts, flats, etc. But we do have quite a bit of off the rack wear. As well as casual clothing. So we kind of cover all bases, but we're kind of dressy casual.
Yeah.
But, you know, my partner and I started the business with a goal of really providing a unique opportunity for men of style. That's how we like to say it.
Men of style.
Basically, you know, we found ourselves, and a lot of men do, you know, if you really want something unique, something exclusive, most of the time you're doing that online. You know, you're going outside of Jacksonville. And if you're looking for an alternative to your department store, we like to say we're that. Exclusivity, of course, is our focal point. And with that exclusivity, you can rest assured that you won't see anybody that looks like you, dressed like you when you leave AJ Reese. So you won't see a lot of guys wearing the same thing. And that's one thing, that's one of the major advantages and benefits of custom clothing. You design it, you know, you put your personal touch on it. You're choosing your fabric, you're picking your buttons, you're picking your style, your length. We take, you know, up to 25, 26 measurements for each customer.
Wow.
Which is quite a bit. And Leon can attest to this. Leon, I mean, I kidded with him a couple weeks ago about, you know.
Leon, you want to try it on that?
Let me tell you something about Leon. And he, you know, Leon's a humble guy. He probably wouldn't want me to say this, but.
No, go ahead and say it.
Back in the day. Hey, Big Search is fly now. Don't let y'all fool him. You know, he comes dressed down.
That's how he dressed up.
All the clothes.
I used to admire this guy from afar. Seriously, this is real talk. go out, see Leon when he played here in Jacksonville. And he was always clean. Especially for a man. So Leon come in, custom suits, gators.
So that means you do sizes for anyone.
Oh yeah,
right?
And that's the advantage of custom. There are no size limitations in the custom world.
So I know, Derek, a lot of people get hung up on price points because they think a lot of times, oh, if I get a custom suit, oh Lord, I can't afford that.
Right.
So will you make something like if a guy wants, he may not want a whole suit, he may want a nice jacket for his shirt that he already has already or his pants. Will you customize just a jacket or
Oh,
something?
absolutely. And that's the thing about custom. There's no limitations. So, you may have a guy that just wants a custom jacket. And believe it or not, the most popular custom item is a custom shirt.
Oh, custom shirt?
Yeah, custom dress shirt is really the most popular custom item. And so everybody can afford that. But I like to say it's an investment, just like anything else.
It is.
It may be a little more expensive,
But you can wear it forever.
and it's going to stand the test of time. Yeah, and it's all about the quality.
It is.
So that's what we look to provide. In addition to that, in addition to the clothes themselves, I think the consultative services is what we offer.
Do you meet one-on-one? And now what about accessories? What about bow ties, ties, that type of thing?
Absolutely.
Socks?
Everything. So bow ties, neckties, socks, pocket squares,
Excellent.
cuff links, you name it, you can get it.
Well, I remember when they saw me. This was back in my heyday when I was in
You
Jacksonville.
were looking good.
Well, when I used to roll up in Jim's place in Jacksonville.
That's what I saw.
That's when you saw me. You saw me in Jacksonville,
They
right?
tell your age, Leon. That's was like 30 years ago.
I know, but this is why
That's about 30 years ago.
I'm
We
still
were all young and
Hey, we
dad.
young too.
We was all young.
We were all sneaking
So,
in dad.
I didn't give an example of the attire that he's going to be able to accomplish as a semi-player, which I never was. I was never a player. But he's going to give you the custom shirt with the cufflinks.
Right.
With the initials on it. That's what I had. Cufflinks with the initials on it.
Wow, Leon.
Right. And then the button up. And then he's going to give you the jacket and the pants.
Yeah.
Match jacket. But you got to have the pocket square.
You gotta have your pocket.
You got to have the pocket square to go along with it. You got to have the tie that fits along with the suit.
Absolutely.
And the if it got too
You
close,
like almost saying,
if it got too close, they're
what
bite.
style was on?
If it got too close, they're bite. And then they used to have the brim. I kept right here, around the eyes. All right, so
You dare somebody to step on your shoe.
just saying,
You dare somebody to step on
I
your
was clean. I was clean as a broke neck dog. I was clean as a broke neck dog.
Hey, he was the first guy. He was the first guy I saw buy bottles in the club. This was years ago. But he was by himself. He never had a big group of guys with him. Chill by himself. First guy I ever saw smoke a cigar.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, he was having a time.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So,
I was a mess partner. I was a mess.
to my understanding also, Derek, you all are very prevalent in the community
We are.
as well. So what do you have planned for the community as far as community engagement in the community? What you will be doing?
Great question. So we, like you mentioned, we do a lot in the community. Our focus has always been on the black male. So teenage boys specifically, and our focus is really on the appearance.
Yeah,
It seems simple,
first impression.
but it's something that we typically take for granted. And like you mentioned, the first impression,
Yeah.
oftentimes that's the only impression anybody has.
Absolutely.
So if we can help guys change their presentation, provide a better presentation, and not that to say that they have to look the same all the time, because you want to be casual and you want to be comfortable from time to time. But there's a time and place where you need to put your best foot forward. And so we educate guys on that. And we work with a friend of mine, Ephraim Williams, and his organization, Not for Kids, which he's kind of started with the ties. We used to carry his ties in our store.
Now, Derek, let me ask you a question. Now, if a guy wants to come and get the dimensions of his jacket, his shirt, his pants, is that something that he has to do with you at the store, or is there something that he can do online? So he can do either way.
He can do either way.
Okay.
And typically, we have a lot of guys that may not even purchase from us, right? But they want to know their size. They want to know, the dimensions. And we view it as an opportunity to educate guys on the right fit, the right style, what looks best on them, even if they're not buying from us. Mm-hmm. And we also assist guys with tailoring. Tailoring makes a big difference. Mm-hmm. And you got the right tailoring, you can have an off-the-rack suit in the custom shop. And so we had a number of guys come in and may bring something that they bought from somewhere else. Okay. We help them tailor that to fit their specifications. And then as we're doing that, we're also building a relationship. We're educating, but we're building a relationship in hopes that, we forge a long-term relationship and that guy becomes a customer. Not a customer, though. He has a friend in us that he can come in. And we have a lot of guys that do that. They just come into our store to feel like they're buying.
So another question I want to ask you, Derek, is that because my tailor that I used to have when I was playing, he lives in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So he always had, do you have like a plethora of different fabrics to where they could, mix and match on how they want to, coordinate, their shirt with their jacket and all that kind of stuff. So you got fabrics to where they
swatch books and come through and go through the various swatches, and it can be overwhelming. Mm-hmm. So we assist in that in terms of helping a guy, identify the appropriate fabric for the occasion, for the suit, for whatever he's trying to do. Things differ by occasion, and so we educate on that as well. Even seasons and things like that. It's a lot of nuances to the clothing business that we don't necessarily think about, especially as men. We're typically pretty basic and straightforward. But once you start to educate and start to learn, the different things, and even for where we live, the state of Florida, for example, the breathable wolves, the super 120s and 140s and 160s, the year-round wolves. So we educate on all of that. Yeah.
No, one more question for you. Now, I'm gonna tell you something that I'm a big fan of because I smoke cigars. I need a smoker's jacket. I need a smoker's jacket.
That's gangster.
Do y'all get now? That's where I'm going with that.
Yeah. Right there with you, big homie.
Yeah.
Okay, I need a smoker. Right there with you. I need a smoker's jacket.
Yeah.
So do y'all smoke jackets as well?
Now we don't carry smoker's jackets, but we can.
Get no stuff started.
But that's here again, and I know it sounds repetitive, but that's one advantage of custom. You can do whatever you want.
Right. You pay for it, you get it.
Right. And off the rack, you're gonna get what you get.
Yeah.
It's just like, buying a car or a house.
Yeah.
It's different when you can customize it.
That's right.
And so, clothing the same way. If you can customize it, make it your own, put your own fine details on it, we help with that. And we kind of help you guide the process.
So basically what you're saying, if you want it unique and specific to your own specific taste and your character, you gotta look up AJ Reese because they doing it specific, unique for your own personalization. And you get just what you want. You can go into Walmart and see anything.
That's right.
But you go on AJ Reese and you'll get it made just to your, and guess what? Nobody else will be like you. You're going to be fine as wine.
Yeah.
You're going to be fine as an ultimate CEO cigar.
Hey, Derek, I'm going to tell you what I want. I'm going to give you the heads up on it now. I'm 56 long.
All right.
I need a paisley jacket.
Anyway.
I saw Tanner Shaw wearing one of those the other day. You saw that?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I saw.
You already know.
Okay.
You already know.
So we want to say we have Mr. Derek Bryant here of AJ Reese Clothiers. They're having their relaunch this weekend, relaunch in new location. They're on Lantern Street, 9850 Lantern Street, correct?
Yep.
In Jacksonville, Florida. Or you can find them, Derek, tell them where they can reach you on Instagram, Facebook, or website, whatever.
Yeah, both Instagram and Facebook. It's at AJ Reese Clothiers, AJ Reese Clothiers. And our website is www.ajreese.com. And you can reach us via email, info@ajreese.com. So on our platforms, Twitter as well, at AJ Reese Clothiers.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Derek. We appreciate that. I'm going to have our alumni entertainer is in the house, so we're going to get him to chime into this live as well and jump on with Derek and talk about alumni entertainment in just one moment. But we want to tell you again, we appreciate all of our virtual listeners on at Facebook Live with Leon and Tracy, and also Instagram and YouTube. Thank you so much, our virtual listeners. Mr. Charles Sneed, thank you for being on, Mr. Sneed. We appreciate
Lick
you.
a five.
Hey, Derek.
Robert Brown, Grown at Cigar Society. We did your sponsorship earlier. And of course, Tammy Fields, our marketing person. Tammy Fields here. So I'm going to let.
Hey, Tracy, let me ask you one quick question before we leave. I was asked a question by one of our studio audience. Do you do women? So,
You know what? We don't. And unfortunately, we don't. But we made it a point not to. And I'll tell you why. Because when we started the business, we said women have a lot of options.
That we do.
And so we wanted to be specific and want to have an area of specialization and do what we know. Now, what we will do though, we will put a lady in a men's suit.
That's what we're at.
Yeah. So we have done that. We'll definitely do that. So we don't do anything specific for women, but a nice suit tailored to a lady's specification. Yeah, we can do that.
oh, outstanding. Outstanding. I was clean back in the day, though, wasn't I?
Oh man.
I was clean.
Yeah. Boss.
I got it. My man here. Here we go.
Oh boy.
So
What's up, Jose?
what's going on, my man?
What's up, everybody?
All right. What you first we gotta ask you, what you smoking on, my brother? Huh?
Working on a Gurkha.
Gurkha. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What's the brand? Is that
Evil?
The Evil? The Evil? Okay. All right. All right. So is that more of a medium or mild or bold cigar?
It's more of a more medium. Yeah, this is medium.
Medium cigar. That's your preference? You prefer the
Yeah, I don't want too bold and too strong. You guys are teaching me a little bit, but that looks strong right there.
Well,
it's not as strong as it looks.
No, I've smoked the 10th anniversary of Perdomo Blue Levy. It's more of it's a mild bowl.
Yeah.
It's not bold bowl. It's a mild bowl cigar.
Okay.
So I prefer a medium or mild bowl cigar. So I don't get in depth when it comes to smoking the harshness of the cigar. I still want it to be smooth.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want the kind of cigar that's going to be that aftertaste.
Yeah.
When you smoke it, right? So I get a medium cigar is what I like to smoke. A medium bowl cigar.
Ross, what's up, man?
Nothing much, man.
How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good,
You
man.
feeling good?
Come out here and check out
Feeling as good as you
my
know?
8-day reclose the year, man.
Well, I mean,
To get ready for the big
why we got
relaunch.
Yeah, this is one of our loyal supporters right here, man.
Okay.
All right, same ball.
So how do y'all know each other?
Wow. So what have you experienced with AJ Reed alumni, James?
So she was asking, do you have one of those fine 8-day clothes? So talk about your experience.
Oh, so you tailored him before?
Oh, absolutely.
Wait. Tell us how that suit fits.
But I'll tell you guys, before I had my first 8-day reclose year, I was just a normal guy wearing a normal blue suit, gray suit. These guys took me outside of my box. I think I got about 7 or 8 of their suits in my closet now. And I got about 2 more waiting for me to pick up on Saturday for the relaunch. I'm telling you, these guys take care of this customer service like no other. It's a men's boutique.
So let me ask you a question. What's the timetable on the suit? So from once you come in there and get measured, and you select everything you select, what's the timetable on your suit being altered?
Probably about 7 to 10 days.
7 to 10 days?
Yes.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. That's perfect. Everything to your liking, fitting, everything. All right.
His business partner is Eric is great with customer service, but Carl, he's exceptional. He'll come to your home and visit you.
Yeah.
When I was managing the bank out in Orange Park, he drove all the way out to Orange Park and took my measurements.
Okay.
Inside the bank.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Personal service. Personal service.
Personal service? Okay. All right.
That's a good point, Vince. I'm glad you brought that up because that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. You know, in-store service is expected, right? But when we go outside the store, we kind of meet you wherever you are. I mean, and most guys that actually in the custom game, most of them don't have brick and mortar. That's what they do. They go to you. You know, you go to their office or they're coming to you wherever you are. And so that's what kind of helped to set us apart because we're willing to do that. Go to wherever the customers are to measure, to provide that level of service, personal shopping, whatever the case may be. James has been a good partner for us because he and Alumni Entertainment, they do this annual event called the Black Ball. Mm-hmm. And we've been able to partner with them to provide, many of the outfits that guys will wear to this event on an annual basis. And as a sponsor, it's been productive for both companies. And we do in-store events together. So the alumni group will come to the AJ Week clothing store, set up shop inside. We promote inside. We have backdoor happy hour events, and we'll do that as well. Matter of fact, this Saturday, it's part of our relaunch from 4 to 9. Everybody listening is invited. We'll have an in-store happy hour / relaunch, and we're obviously we want to sell merchandise and build our customer base. But more than that, it's building awareness, right? That's
the one thing I always appreciated because my tailor is in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's called DC. It's called D Price Custom Apparel. Right. And I remember when I was in the league, it didn't matter where I was. If I need the suit, if I need the shirt,
It come too.
it come too. Right. It didn't matter where I was in town. I could be in LA. I could be in Pittsburgh. I could be in Atlanta. I could be in Miami. He always accommodated me. But I think that's important because if you're a businessman, you travel. And you never know when you might want that suit or that shirt. Right. So I like the fact that you're accommodating to your customer. That's right. No matter where they are, no matter what they want, right. You're going to accommodate them.
Yeah, that's huge. And then also just kind of understanding your customer. So I'll use James as an example. Once James came in, we measured him, put him in whatever. Now it's just a phone call away. Because we have his measurements, we know what he likes, know what he dislikes, know his tastes and preferences. So he can just call us and say, hey, I got this event, or hey, I need this for this particular event at this date, and we're able to accommodate it. So that's one of the advantages as well of our service because we provide more of a direct one-to-one personal service. We're not big box. We're not trying to appeal to the masses. But there is a niche that's specific to us, and we're here to service that niche.
Now let me ask you a question. Now, do you do tuxedos? Have you ventured into tuxedos?
Absolutely.
Okay, because
that's a significant part of our business. Actually. Weddings, proms. We do a lot of tuxedos for those events. We're working on a couple of tuxedos now. Actually, matter of fact, we had a guy pick up one last week. Okay. That's getting married. So, that's huge. And I'm going to tell you something about the tuxedo game. Back in the day, we would all go to, your Mitchells or these places, and we're renting tuxedos. Well, once we became part of the clothing business, we educated ourselves, and we realized that what a guy pays to rent a tuxedo, he can own a tuxedo. Mm-hmm. And so for that same price point, you can actually buy a tuxedo with us, and it's yours forever. You wear it once a year, it's paid for itself. And that's one thing about a tuxedo, it never goes out of style. A nice classic black tux. You can change your accessories, but that black tux, it's a stately look, and it's going to be different. And so, a lot of guys, myself included, before I was in the business, didn't really realize that you can go and purchase a tuxedo. Oh, yeah, he's showing up. This is a wedding party that we did.
Oh, that's nice, bro. Yeah. That's real nice. So you did all those tuxedos?
Yeah, so all those, and that's the groom in the middle. Wedding down in Bradenton, Florida. So we did it here. All the guys were in Bradenton. We actually made a trip to Bradenton. Got all the guys fitted up, make sure they were tight the day of the wedding. So
Okay.
So that's what we do. And then the prom game is a little different now because the prom guys, they're not wearing your traditional tuxedo anymore. Everybody wants to look different, right? And so that has been, very good business for us. So we spend a lot of time with the prom season. We start, as early as December preparing for prom season because most of that is custom. Think about prom and the guys that are going to the prom. Most of those guys want to look different. So you can't do the out of the box, look for those guys. They're coming in and they have some wild imaginations, I tell you.
Now, let me ask you a question. When it comes to your designs, are some of your designs or the designs that you have, can they be seasonal based upon summer, spring, or fall, or winter? Do you try to accommodate certain customers based upon seasonal? Because certain colors, because you're not going to wear anything light
Right.
during the winter time,
Right.
and you're not going to wear anything dark during the summertime.
Right.
So do you try to accommodate your customers based upon the season that's
Absolutely. Now, you heard that question? See what I told you about him? We know his stuff. Right?
Hey, listen, I didn't always look this way. I might have on a Godzilla shirt right now, but back in the day, I knew the fabrics were seasonal based upon.
Hey, he's like an attorney. He's asking questions. He already knows the answer.
Right. Exactly.
But to answer that question, though, you're absolutely right. Now, one of the things that you'll find in this business is you have to build trust. People have to trust you.
Yeah.
They have to trust your guidance, and you have to be honest with them. And I say that because a lot of times a guy may want to wear a certain thing, and it's out of season. It's not the appropriate season for that color or for that fabric. And you have to be honest enough to tell the guy that, and he has to trust you to kind of follow your guidance. And so we have to educate ourselves so we can ultimately educate the customer. Now in Florida, we have a little more liberty than most because it's warmer here most of the time.
Yeah.
And so some of the seasonal things that you can't necessarily get away with other locations, you can get away with here because Florida is really kind of a warm state year round. So some of the warm weather fabrics and colors you can actually get away with here. But typically, we educate in that arena as well. We may tell a guy, hey, you don't want to do this time of year. It's not necessarily appropriate, or it may not be appropriate for the event or the occasion. Now, you have some guys you just kind of have to let it go. You educate, you advise, but at the end of the day, it's the customer's decision as to how they want to go about it. And so we oblige on that. But at the same time, they'll walk away knowing. Make the ultimate decision, but you'll be educated on what's right and what's appropriate from a fashion perspective.
So I know you have price points when it comes to suits and shirts and everything like. Now, is there any discrepancy between a guy who buys one suit and a guy who buys 5 suits? I mean, is there a discount based upon the how many suits you buy?
Absolutely. And one of the things that we like to do is build what we call, kind of long-term. And in doing so, we have this AJV kind of preferred client cards that we give to our clients. And you earn rewards, you earn points. But at the same time, when you reach different tiers, you're eligible for different discounts based on shopping with us over the long term. But also, we do bulk or quantity discounts. So if you're buying, three custom shirts, then that's a different price than it would be buying the shirts individually.
Gotcha.
Also, typically with weddings and things like that, you have a larger group. You're outfitting a whole wedding party. So, we do offer discounts and things like that. And I don't like to call it discounts, but it's really preferred rates for those.
Yeah, preferred customers.
Yes, preferred that are doing, large wedding parties. And most of the time, to be frank with you, when we have a wedding party, we typically discount the room because the room is coming to us with 5, 7, 9, 12 guys, right? And so, it makes sense that he's coming to us and trusting us with his special day, that we take care of him in his way. So,
Well, I'm gonna need that paisley jacket for my birthday.
when's your birthday?
December.
December? So I got
I'm gonna need the paisley jacket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a paisley jacket, and I'm gonna need.
You're trying to look like Hunk.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
I'm already putting my order in.
Yeah. So you gotta break out some of them gators. You gotta break out them gators with.
I don't wear no gators.
Okay.
The gators still in.
1990.
Them gators still
I
in.
gave all the gators.
So Derek, how are we dressing next weekend for the Jacksonville Cigar Weekend?
Oh man. I don't really have an answer to that. I'll know when I know. So, but typically when in an event like this, people, especially here in Jacksonville, they're gonna put their best foot forward. They're gonna, they're gonna dress. They're gonna do their part. You don't really have to educate the crowd that's in the cigar culture. They come out. They come. Big Al's gonna come clean. He's gonna have his fedora on. I already know that. I already know what to expect when I step in. So we're looking forward to it. We partnered and sponsored the Cigar Weekend with the goal of building a long-term, event that Jacksonville can cherish and be proud of. And partnering with Tracy, AT, Big Surf, Al, James. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I've learned a lot in this process just about the cigar culture. I came more from, obviously the fashion side of the house. James comes more from the promotional side, and we've been able to mesh well together. So we're excited. We're looking forward to it. We're looking to build on what we've established collectively with this team. And I know we're putting on something that Jacksonville can be proud of. We can all be proud putting our names on. And hey, this is the start of something big. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are too. Tracy gave the information earlier on how you can get tickets. And we'll have a host of other vendors in the cigar culture, vendors in different walks of life, different businesses. We'll be able to feature and highlight different businesses, local businesses, as well as some around the state and outside of Jacksonville. So we're looking forward to it, and we're thankful just to have the opportunity to do this. I mean, Tracy, and she's a real humble lady, so she probably wouldn't want me to say this, but she's been kind of a catalyst for us. We're really appreciative. We're appreciative of all she's done and kind of helping us bring this together. And for those of you that don't know, this actually started, the genesis of a Jacksonville Cigar Weekend actually started in Orlando last year as part of the Orlando Cigar Fest. And, James and I attended that event. We were impressed. We have a mutual friend that was actually a pioneer of that event, Ernest Wilson. And he and James began talking about, what about bringing this to Jacksonville? Ernest is actually from Jacksonville. We thought it was a natural fit. We didn't have anything of this kind here. And really, James came up with the idea, let's do it in Jacksonville. We all latched on. And he said, there's one person that we got to bring in to make this a success. And it was Tracy. And of course, I didn't know Tracy, at least I know her well. Neither did Ernest, but we trusted James, and we're all better for it. We're glad we did. Things are going well. We're looking forward to it. And Tracy, I just want to thank you for all you've done to help this weekend be the success I know it will be. So, thank you.
Awesome.
And she has a new nickname.
What is
I'm gonna tell everybody her new nickname now.
it? Is
Auntie Tracy.
Auntie.
Hey, Auntie.
Call me Auntie. Auntie.
Auntie been whipping all us in shape.
That is true.
That's right.
Don't start it.
You're right.
So, Ray, for you guys that are out here listening, I don't think they mentioned this, but on Saturday, at the relaunch of AJ Reese years, we're going to be giving away some tickets for the event as well. First person to purchase a suit on Saturday, we're going to give you 2 tickets, 2 all-access tickets for
For the whole weekend, right?
for the entire weekend.
Yes, sir.
Now listen, me and Tracy actually went out to the Aloft Hotel today,
Oh, it's going to be
which is where the ladies The ladies meet and greet is going to take place on Thursday. This is a free event. Stressing. You're going to be impressed with the layout and what's going on at Avon Hotel on September 30th. If you have any doubts about purchasing tickets, come out to that event. You're going to rush and purchase tickets that evening. So make sure you guys don't miss this opportunity for us to try to take Jacksonville to the next level in the cigar game. That's why we all came together. We had to have Tracy. She's the pioneer in Jacksonville to me. As far as the ins and outs of the cigar culture, along with Mr. Big Sirs over here. We appreciate him. We look forward to smoking on one of those big stoves of his as well for weeks to come. So you guys come out and check us out. You will not be disappointed.
Shout out to my partner, Carl. He had to leave a little early tonight. He was actually supposed to be on, but nothing in AJ Reed's players would have or be a success without Carl Williams. Carl is he's the man behind the customer service as James mentioned, and also for the cigar weekend. One of our sponsors, Phil Sports in Jacksonville. Carl was instrumental in bringing them aboard. So I want to thank him for that as well. And thank the whole Phil's Automotive Group. And they'll be a signature sponsor for Cigar Weekend. Right.
Well, all right.
I'm back, y'all. We appreciate Mr. James Ross. That's not Rick Ross. That's James Ross.
But you gotta say it like Rick. You gotta say it Ross.
James
Ross.
And you know what? Love Not Entertainment. James is very humble as well. He didn't talk a lot about Love Not Entertainment and what they've done in this city, but they've done a lot of events. And I'm very proud to be able to collaborate with him because he has the experience and the acumen of business to be able to put on a good event. So I'm very excited about doing this with Alumni Entertainment. So I appreciate you, Jim. Thank you so much and thank you all so much for having the opportunity. So the launch this weekend, again, AJ Reed's Colliers. The address is 9850 Lantern Street this Saturday from 4 to 9. 4 to 9. So join him for his relaunch. Even if you don't want to buy anything right now, you may want to come look around and see what he has and see how he does business. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed because if you don't, one day you're going to need a good suit.
That's right.
Unique to yourself. And you want to already have the information that you have. So move around now. So we're going to go to sports. What we got going on, Leon, on sports? What's happening on sports realm? Leon, Sir Speak.
Damn Cowboys.
Well.
Cowboys. And they're right there.
How about
Well, since we're in Jacksonville, we got to talk about the Jaguars. The Jaguars have lost, going back from last year, the Jaguars have lost 17 games in a row. Which means historically, listen to me, Mike. Historically, the Jacksonville Jaguars are the fourth losingest franchise in NFL history.
Okay.
They've lost 17 games in a row. They got the Cardinals this Sunday. If the Jaguars lose this game this Sunday, which more than likely they will, they'll lost 18 straight games in a row, which ranks third in NFL history. The Jaguars lose on Sunday. That means they've lost 18 straight games in a row, which would tie them for third for the longest losing streak in franchise history. The longest losing streak in NFL history is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the late 70s lost 26 games in a row. The Jaguars lose this Sunday. We'll be tied with the Houston Oilers as the third losingest franchise in NFL history.
Wow.
It's,
Oh my God, Leon.
which is downright depressing.
It is.
Wow.
It's downright depressing. I rented it.
When you look down that schedule, where do you see what game and you say the Jaguars will win? It's tough, huh? 'Cause I thought
Here's the thing. If you look at their schedule over the next 5 to 7 weeks, they've got the Cardinals next week. They've got Cincinnati on Thursday. Then they got the Titans. Then they got the Colts. Then they got Seattle. Then they got Buffalo. Then they got the 49ers. Then they got the Titans again. And they got
can't see it. Well, I think that Cincinnati may be a possibility.
that's the only shot they have.
But out there,
And what's frustrating about the Jaguars right now is that, unfortunately, Urban Meyer inherited a franchise that has been abysmal over the last 20 years. You're talking about a franchise that's only had 3 winning seasons in 20 years. So Urban Meyer has inherited a mess. Now, he's got Trevor Lawrence, right? But outside of
good foundation.
we've got guys on the team, but we don't have anybody on our team that's impactful.
Right.
There's nobody that's impactful where you can say they can help us win a football. So that's what's unfortunate. This is going to be a very looming season for the Jaguars because they're not in any position to win a lot of games because our roster really isn't that good. So I hate to say this, but Jaguar fans, more than likely, the Jaguars might win 3 games this year.
3 games, Leon?
That's tough.
3? That's a...
But when you
more than
down,
last year.
it's like it's hard to find 3.
That's 2 more than last year.
15 last year.
But still, we got to do better than that.
Let me ask you a question. When you think about the Jaguars roster, and just kind of going down the roster of the players that you know are aware of, are there any guys that you can look at on our roster that are guaranteed lock to start for the team? That would be a guaranteed lock to start for another team or a competing team in the league?
Maybe. The only guys that I see on this roster that may be competitive and start for another team, maybe Miles Jack, maybe DJ Chark, Trevor Lawrence, but maybe Josh Allen. So I give it 4 or 5 guys who can legitimately start and make an impact for another team. But we just don't have the roster. We don't have the guys in place that makes this team competitive at the NFL level. And that's unfortunate. Urban Meyer had to inherit this type of roster. But the only way you're going to build this roster is through the draft. You've got to build this roster through the draft. And right now, Urban Meyer has only had 1 draft underneath his belt. He's going to need another 2 or 3 years to actually put the people in place for this franchise to be competitive at the NFL right now. So the Jaguars win more than 4 games this year. There'll be a pleasant surprise, in my assessment. Right? And who am I? I ain't played no football.
But you know a lot. But you have a lot of insight.
Well, I do have a lot of insight, and I know that the Jaguars, and I've watched them over the last 2 weeks, and they've done some decent things. Okay, I mean, they've done some decent things, but they haven't done enough to be competitive at this stuff. And the biggest thing that Trevor Lawrence is dealing with as a quarterback is that he's had so much success at the high school level, at the college level, But he's got to realize that those athletes that you had at Clemson, you don't have them here. Because here in the NFL, all things are equal. So the wide receivers that he had at Clemson, 9 times out of 10, they were better than the DBs that he went up against. But at this level, all things are equal. And what you're finding is Trevor Lawrence is pressing. He's trying to make plays that aren't really there. And that's been his demise because he hasn't been patient enough to take the 5 to 10 yard out. Everything you see him doing, he's trying to go for the long ball. And that has a little bit to do with him pressing. That has a little bit to do with Bevel, who's the offensive coordinator, that's put him in a position the way he's having to make those long plays that essentially just don't work out in the NFL.
So we have a question, Leon, from the virtual listeners. One of our virtual listeners asked the question. They want to know, do the Jaguars have the right coach?
Well, I mean, the verdict is still out on Urban Meyer.
Okay.
I mean, you can't assess how good or bad of a coach he is after 2 games. You've got to at least give him a season and see if he can turn this ship around. But when you have a depleted roster with a bunch of guys, if he doesn't have the roster or the plays or the players in place to be competitive at this level right now.
Okay.
So that's why I said the Jaguars will be fortunate enough to win maybe 3 or 4 games this season because the meat and potatoes of their schedule, it's going to be a lot of teams that they're going to be playing that are going to be playoff time. Yeah. You got to play the Dolphins. You got to play Buffalo. You got to play the 49ers. You got to play Seattle. You got to play the Cardinals. You got to play Tennessee twice. You got to play the Colts twice. You got to play the Texans, who we already lost to. I mean, so those are 10 games right there where the Jaguars won't be favored in any of those.
Wow. Okay.
Let me ask you this, to that point, given that the roster is somewhat deficient, you think we have the right leadership in place to address the roster?
Yeah.
No.
No, that's a no.
We don't. We don't have the leadership on either side of the ball to turn this thing around because, unfortunately, we just don't have the guys or the personnel in place right now that can ultimately compete with the higher tier teams in the NFL. We just don't have it. And Urban Meyer is realizing that, although he may never say it. Right. But he can look at the roster right now and say that if he does not have the personnel in place to win a lot of football.
Right.
And that's just, and that pains me to say that.
I know. So in your opinion, Leon, what would bring the leadership up to par? If you had your way, if you were the leader, if you had your way, we're talking hypothetically. What would be your opinion of what could make it better?
The only way the Jaguars are going to get better because there's 2 things.
Okay.
You can be tired or tolerate. Right?
Okay.
You can be tired of losing and want to do something to turn that around.
Right.
Or you can tolerate that you don't have the people in place to win and you accept losing. And I had Jimmy Smith, that played with me in Jacksonville. We had him on my radio show today. And we talked about this is the 25th anniversary of the 1996 team.
Oh,
And I told him that in 1996, we didn't have much of a roster.
Yeah.
You know, we had free agents here, guys here, and we had a very young team.
Right.
But it came to a point where we got tired of losing.
Right.
And we had enough leadership on that team
To make
to
it work.
turn that season around.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember in 1996, we started the season 3-6, 4-7. But we got tired of losing, and we made that run. So we won. We were 4-7, and we won 5 games in a row. Finished the season 9-7, and we made the playoffs. And then no one gave us a shot against Buffalo, and we beat Buffalo in the playoffs in a row. No one gave us a shot against Denver, and we beat Denver in a row. And next thing you know, this band of misfits was in the AFC Championship game in 1996. Now, am I saying the Jaguars now can do that? I don't think they can do that, but I'm just saying I was on a team where not many people thought about our roster, but we had enough grit and gumption about ourselves where we got tired of losing, and that's how we made that run. So I don't know if the Jaguars have that kind of grit on the roster, but at some particular time in the season, the Jaguar team has got to get tired of losing.
And you got to have that motivation and that, like you say, gumption, the motivation to want to make that happen. And you got to get, not want to try to losing, but just want to be a winner. I'm going
to tell you something. When you losing, the way we were losing back then, when you come to work, first of all, the coffee sucks. All right. Everything sucks. Your parking place.
Everything sucks.
The egg McMuffin you eat, everything sucks.
When you drive up to the parking lot, you're frustrated from the beginning.
Listen, it was times in '96 where I wanted to retire. And I just signed with the Jaguars. But we turned it around. We figured that, listen, we've lost enough games. We might as well. We wanted to know what it felt like to win, and we went on that 5-game winning streak and went to the playoffs, and made it to the AFC Championship. I don't know if this team has that same grit, but at some particular time in the season, if you're a veteran, you're a rookie.
Who's the team captain?
Everybody.
Everybody gets team.
Everybody a damn captain now.
Yeah. Y'all had dogs back in the day.
I mean, there's nobody like giving a hoorah, like nothing to inspire or motivate.
I talked about this on the air today. A team captain is not a rah-rah guy. You become a team captain by how you play and perform on the field.
That's true.
So if you ain't getting it done on the field, you can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. So the only way you're going to establish some leadership with the Jaguars is that those guys got to perform on something. That's how you become a leader. I wasn't a big rah-rah guy when I played, but guys respected me because on the practice during the week, and how I played on Sunday, I became a leader. So only way you're going to establish some real leadership on the team is that those guys have got to perform on Sunday, and that's how you become a leader.
Well, I would love to see my Jacksonville team do something positive and win. You know, we have this big establishment. We have the new stadium. We work a lot on that. The taxpayers. I'm a taxpayer. I pay a lot of taxes. I would like to see all of that be more prevalent for our Jaguars. We have the shipyards, all this to make people want to buy tickets, all that type of thing. So.
I love you like a play cousin. But let me tell you something.
I'm trying to motivate.
All that stuff that you're talking about, which makes us a pretty loser. You got to win football. You win games. And let me tell you something. If you win games, Live J gets built. If you win games, if the Jaguars were consistently a winner, Live J wouldn't even be a question.
Wow.
You got to be a consistent winner for the taxpayers to come out their pockets and support Live J. But if you haven't won, if you've had 3 winning seasons in 20 years, Live J doesn't get it. You got to be a consistent winner. You got to give the people a reason to go on there. Exactly.
Go on their popular.
Exactly. Listen, if the Jaguars had 10 winning seasons, Lajee would have built last.
But there's some loyal ticket holders that really want to be a part of a team. And they come out every week, win or lose. They still come. So we got to give them something to look forward to, Leon. So what you giving them something to look forward to? What are you giving them something to look forward to? What do you have to do?
Win games.
Win games.
Win games.
So we got to win games.
If you win games, everything takes care of it.
So Leon said we got to win these games, y'all. But at the same time, Smoking Sports here for it all. And we love you guys. So again, we want to thank all of our listeners out here in virtual land at Smoking Sport Live with Leon and Tracy on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And we want to thank so much for Derek Brown, AJ Reese and his partner, Paul, that had the meeting. But thank you, Derek. And don't forget to look out for his launch. We launched this weekend, this Saturday, for 49. You put the address in the link so you can go on the thread and look for that. And we have one more sponsor, Leon. So remember the guy that has the film, What Goes Around Comes Around. He has an amazing film writer, filmmaker here in the local area. He is having another launch for his film on Sunday, September 26th, from 5 to 9 at San Marco Theater, 1996 San Marco Boulevard. We're going to Eventbrite to purchase tickets for his launch for the film. It's an amazing film. Film writers doing big things in the city now. On great visual train. He's doing amazing things. We appreciate him for being a sponsor on Smoking Sport Live. So we're going to do that and say that. And do not forget about Jacksonville Cigar Weekend. So we have some amazing cigar vendors that are coming for Jacksonville Cigar Weekend. We have any of Ancestry Cigars. We have GTO Cigars. We have, what's the other one? Empress Cuts. And we also have Anaya Linga Cigars coming for the Cigar Weekend. We also have, what's the other guy from King's Palace? Cigars. He's coming. And so we're so excited. And we have a bunch of, our 3 venues will be Thursday through Saturday. Thursday night will be the Host Hotel at Aloft Airport from 6 to 10, 6 to 12. At Aloft Airport here in Jacksonville, Florida, we'll have the cigar vendors. And on Friday night, we will be at Island Girl Gate Parking in Jacksonville, Florida. Cindy Day, the general manager. We're having an amazing time there at Sip and Smoke. And of course, Island Girl Pontevedra, the finale, the black party. That means black attire. Wear your black, not just black people now. Okay, but wear your black clothes. Everybody's invited. Wear your black, if you want black clothes, that's fine. Just come out. It's going to be an amazing event. We have live DJs. We have live bands. So it'll be an amazing event. Jacksonville Cigar Weekend next weekend, September 30th through October 3rd. So just join us on next weekend, Jacksonville Cigar Weekend. Look on Eventbrite and Facebook, Jacksonville Cigar Weekend. And of course, we appreciate you for joining in on our live, Tuesday Night Live, here at Rome's. Here at Rome's, 4372 Southside Boulevard. Beautiful establishment here at Rome's. Look at these chairs, honey. We sing good, honey. We sing good. You can stay here at Rome's. At Rome's, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville, Florida. And again, every Thursday at Island Gate Parkway, Smoking Sport Live. Leon, do you have anything else?
Well, I want to mention that my book, Fourth Down the Damn Alignment Store, which was #1 on Amazon, hot new releases in January. The audio The audio book is out now. You can get the audio book. So if reading a book is too much for you, turn to the pages. You can order the audio books. You can order the audio book. It came out last week. The audio books, Walk Down the Damn Alignment Story, is available on iTunes, Amazon, and Audible. Walk Down the Damn Alignment Story is available on iTunes, audiobook, and Amazon. It's my autobiography, and I tell, at the end of the audiobooks, I tell about 10 stories that's not in the book. So after you listen to the audiobooks, I've got 10 other stories that are not in the book as well. So,
and let me tell you something, it's so inspiring. If you're not a football person, you can still be inspired by Leon's book. Because his whole story is about a history of his life and what he went through. And he's very transparent, and it's so inspiring. And Leon, I appreciate your transparency on that book. Like you did the download thing.
And look out for the movie. I'm writing the script right now.
Yeah,
The movie's coming out.
I'm playing one of the ex-wives.
Oh, Lord.
I'm the ex-wife.
You got any studio
I'm the ex-wife. You know what?
Say in the Studio 87 of Hollywood 28
5B. So Walk Down the Damn Alignment Story, the audio books is available on iTunes, Amazon, and Audible. There we go.
Excellent. So thank you all so much. We have so many people that chimed in on virtual. Don't forget to tag, like, and share us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Smoke and Score Live. And of course, Ultimately CEO Cigars, Ultimately CEO on Facebook and Instagram. And of course, Leon's Cigar Line on All Pro Series.
All Pro Series Cigars. All Pro Series Cigars is available online at howardgcigars.com.
Yes. So look out for us. We're working to make sure we bring you the best content, the best experience with smoking your cigar and the cigar culture. All about all things cigar culture, community, entrepreneurialism, and sports. That's what Smoking Score is all about. And we do not negate to tell you how much we appreciate your sponsorship, your support, and everything you've done for Smoking Score and Ultimate CEO and all those series. Thank you all so much. And again, we will not be on our show next Thursday because we will be at Jacksonville Cigar Weekend that you didn't come to. But after that, we'll be here the next Tuesday at here at Aromas. Thank you. At Aromas. So thank you all so much for your time and taking time for us tonight. And thank you so much, Derek, for bringing AJ. And you know what? You gave us some more ideas for how people can get your suits and have that exclusivity for their suits. So, and then,
Can I say one thing?
Yes,
before we
please.
This is my second time doing this. AJ Reese Pro, thank you for having us.
Yes.
And both times that we've done this, obviously it goes off without a hitch, but it wouldn't go off without my man A.T., the big producer behind the camera. I want to thank you, brother,
That's my business
for making this look good and for doing what you do. You know, you're always behind the scenes and you do a great job. Appreciate it, bro.
He works very hard. You know, they don't give enough accolades to the people behind the scenes. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Derek. He needs that. Because he deserves
made this.
And we-
At the beginning of the wraps up.
So we appreciate you all again for taking the time out for us on tonight live at Aromas. Catch us Tuesday afternoons here at Aromas Cigar Bar, 4376 Southside Boulevard. And thank you. Y'all have a beautiful rest of your day. God bless. Bye.
Yay.
18 made it.
Huh?
And another.
And another one.
That's not burning talk.
Thanks a lot.
You want to tell me to order something on that shirt? Yes. What can I say? Yeah, I'm done.
job.
Y'all do a great job.
Excited about that.